All right. Good morning. Good morning. Fabulous. Follow Up Friday is what we are all about. My name's Carrie. If we haven't met yet, I am joined today I'm flanked by two awesome diamond leaders. You're going to hear from both Leah Johns and Mike Zanardelli today. We've got a lot of fun stuff to share. We'll try to keep it short and sweet, but most of all, I want to say thank you for taking the time, scheduling it in for yourselves to mind your own business. Be here on a Friday morning. Huddle means we get together and we talk about where we're at in the week and what we can do in the weekend. A lot of folks work part-time with us, and so the weekend is a really excellent time for us to connect with our people and build our business. And so Follow-Up Friday is important. Fabulous Follow-Up Friday. And then today I woke up with something I wanted to share. But before I share, I want to remind everybody we are still in this contest for that blend tech, right? The share and earn. We're still in that contest until I think August 2nd. So for those of you who are customer getters and you want to get that blend tech, I think Genevieve's already won it. She's probably won like 3 by now. There's a handful of people who have already won it that I've heard about. So I'm excited that we got it extended because I got to catch up. And so that till August 2nd, I believe. Today is a great day to check in with your customers. And let me share with you why. It's hot. How many guys are hot? It's summer. We're smack dab in the middle, right? I don't think it's cold anywhere. And if you're anywhere in the Northwest, it's smoky as all get out. It's burning up, right? Or you get smoky, Leah? Smoky up there too, right?
Very smoky all of a sudden. Yeah.
Crazy. It is nutty, nutty, nutty. So what's happening is there's less oxygen in the air. So can we serve people with this challenge? We can serve people. So I woke up this morning with who can we serve? And I walked outside and went, ugh, there it is again. I haven't seen the mountains for a week. And it's evident that there's less oxygen and we've got green caps. So to me, it's just a no-brainer that people in the summer should be taking these, like the Power Up. I love that trio. Green caps, booster, recovery. Those are made for the summertime products, especially boosters. So start thinking about who you know and their lifestyle. We're a lifestyle company. Who do we know that in their lifestyle, what products do we have that could match their lifestyle? And that's a great reason to follow up and ask them if, hey, did you know we have this? Maybe you've gone to try this, or maybe you haven't experienced this new product energy yet. That's great for the hot summer days. Between that and green caps, nobody's napping. Nobody's napping. So I just wanted to share with you guys that about what was on my mind about where can our lifestyle products fit, in with our business and our people and our connections. And as we grow our business, thanks for jumping in from all over the place. Wow, we've got somebody from Fiji on. Hey, that's all good. That's fun. And all the way Canada to Fiji. When you're truly a global business, it gets even more fun, doesn't it? So one of the things as we're doing our business is we go through warm market. That's a connection first, right? We connect to people that we know and trust. And there's a space where we go, okay, I don't know anybody else. Have you guys ever heard that? You might say that to yourself sometimes, like, who else do I know that I could talk to or share? And so there's elements to the business that we can, and we're going to reach both of these. So I'm going to start with Leah. And Leah's going to talk about really how we can accentuate our connections online with bringing people in that we don't even know really, really well, but building rapport with them into our ATM group and how to manage and be contributing to that. And then Mike Zanardelli is going to talk to us about how he networks with people he doesn't know, builds rapport and gets connection with people and is able to then lead that into a prospect for the business or the product. So those elements are very key. And I'm going to ask each of you guys to take a few minutes, if you wouldn't mind, for giving us your best tips on, and I'll start with you, Leah, ladies first, if you don't mind, in this huddle to help people understand a little bit more how they can be effective and contributing in that ATM page, the Elite Lifestyle, and give us some guidance and maybe a challenge if you've got something you want to throw out there.
Oh, you're just going to throw more in it, are you?
Oh, I just threw it all on the table. You pick, it's a buffet. Pick what you want.
It's all good. I just love you. Anyways, everybody welcome. It's Friday and Yeah, before I get started, I like to make a mental note on myself and how I'm feeling. And generally how I'm feeling is how a lot of people are feeling. So, going through what we've done as a, globally, it doesn't matter where you stand or where your thoughts are, it's been stressful. And when you are in stress, your brain, it functions differently. So it is proven that it affects our short-term and long-term memory. It affects our thinking patterns, and our attention. So is anyone else noticing your attention span is not where it should be, and it might be a little bit more frazzled? It skips here and there. Of course, there are outside influences, environmentally, that is affecting us. Even like the smoke, that's going to affect our brain patterns. So we used to say, it was 6 to 7 times before somebody might, and that's why when you hear a commercial, or where, when we used to watch info commercials, I used to watch those to train for my business, okay, because I used to do more presentations, and there would be, and then you would have testimonials in there, right? But they would literally drip on them lots of different times, because it takes a few times before your brain goes, oh, okay, I get it. And that's why you're here on these trainings regularly, because you could hear the same person say something, and then so many times, then you hear it from a different person. And for some reason, it just connects. It could be just the language they're using or whatever the case may be. So we are better as a community, right? So it is, so bringing together this ATM page, or called Elite Lifestyle, we can work together as a community, because the language I'm talking to somebody might not be received by the person I'm talking to, but maybe they go on there and they hear so-and-so say it, and they're like, oh, I get it. I'm interested now. So I got a cat who's being really annoying. Sorry, she's being super bad. Just going to get her off of here. But so using this ATM group and us working it together as a team is going to bring success to all of us, which I'm super excited about. And in our business, we lead with 2 things. We can lead with, love your cat, she's helping. She's not helping. She's been really bad all morning. I don't know. Anyways, you can lead with 2 different things. You can lead with the business, you can lead with the products. Neither of them are wrong or right, okay? But at the end of the day, both, you're probably going to need to drip on that person multiple times, because and now that's increased to like 13 to 15 times before somebody actually says yes. So that sounds like a lot of work, right? If you're going to be, you might get annoying, but this is what that group can do when utilized properly. So if you have a pen and paper, I want you to take your note. And I don't care if you're a brand new agent, sometimes our brand new agents are the most powerful inside of our community, because you've got that new excitement about products. We need your testimonials. Okay. So we need we're looking for at least 1 testimonial written in that group a day. So using the product, the benefits you're getting, whatever the case may be, in there from a different person. Don't you think that's powerful? And then as we build that, you guys look in that page every single day and be like, oh, and then you're going to think of a customer of yours, or a friend of yours, or a family of yours, that you can tag on that. The second thing we need is the Wow Wednesdays, and how amazing they can be. And I just don't think people are utilizing it to their full potential. So I'm going to give you some tips. Where's my tips? Wrong notebook. Too many notebooks on my table. So some tips on how you can use this. So this is called Elite Lifestyle, elite.life.style. Okay, so you can find that. I just saw someone ask that question. So when you are the Wow Wednesdays are every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, whatever time zone that ends up being for you. If it's not in a time zone, maybe you're in Australia and it's at a really bad time zone for you, or whatever the case may be, the replay is still up in there. Okay, so the replay is up. So it stays up in there. I believe live stay up for like 3 weeks or something. I don't know, Facebook algorithms, they changed. So you've got follow-up that you can do too, and you can tag people. So think of everybody, every week we focus on something different. So we just did our foundational line. Okay. And it seems to be consistent that sometimes there's a certain product that we just get more powerful testimonials about, right? So our last week foundational line, which I hosted, so comment on there, give me some love. Okay. So because the more we comment on these, events and stuff, people will see it more in the news feed as well. So make sure you're in there and you're actively, and send me some love because I need it. Okay. So we all need it. But yeah, so go in there on the Wow Wednesday. Where was I going with that? Oh my gosh, look at my brain. So anyways, yeah, there's a testimonial. So last week was the star of the show was our mineral mud mask. So there was some really amazing testimonials in there. So I've been super crazy busy as sometimes in life. So I had I had the opportunity to move twice in 1 month. And so I've been frazzled. But I'm settled now. So I wasn't able to pre-invite as much as I could have. But afterwards, I was like, oh, who do I know in my life? Agents and customers who could use this, and then who could listen to this. So I thought of my friend, and she hasn't even bought products from me. She's like, no, I'm good with my skincare line. And she's kind of thinking of the recovery because I gave her that. And I said, hey, you might want to hop onto it. I hosted it, so give me some love. And she's like, oh, okay. So she went in there, she listened to it. And she's like, oh, I might be really interested in that. And I followed up with her. So you have to follow up. You're like, curious, did you have a watch? What did you like best? Without your follow-up, you never know what they're thinking, or even remember, people are distracted more than anything before. They might say, yes, I'm going to watch it. And then, a butterfly flies around the room and they're chasing that butterfly down the hallway and they totally forget that you even asked them. Okay. Because this is just how it works, just being a ridiculous, example. So I follow up, what did you like best? And she's like, oh, I love the mask. And I was like, oh, okay. And I said, what did you like best about the mask? How did you see yourself using it? Get them to talk about what they liked best. And she goes, I also liked the exfoliator where all the balls on her skin. I said, oh, I know, that's one of my favorite products too. So we put in our order for the mask, exfoliator, and the customer bonus item in Canada and the US right now, because I know if you're in different countries, those are different. So, and she's a brand new VIP, $180 order. Awesome. Okay. So I've got more people I'm following up with, but guess what? The weeks before Wow Wednesday is still up, and the star of the show was recovery. So I'm going through my list of customers and people who have ordered our nutrition. I go through my list of people who've already ordered from me. What happens is people use it, they get distracted until they get on a really good routine where they can claim, this is what I use. You need to, and I've had the recovery, for example, people get on it, they get off it, they forget the benefits, and life gets in the way. So I've tagged a bunch of people on it, and I reach out to them first. Don't just tag them. So just thought of you. I know you've been using the recovery, and I get it if you haven't been as consistent as you should be. I wasn't at first, either. And I thought of you. I think you should really check it out. And you could say, if you're time pressed, you can even fast forward to, I love the beginning because it tells you the story about Secret. Maybe you heard it before, so listen to it. But if you're time pressed, you can even go to the 11-minute mark where the testimonials, and it's only 10 minutes. Some people are just really like, and I thought of you in these testimonials, be sincere. So then they go through and they're listening to it. And I got so many like, oh, thank you for tagging me. Like I did forget, and I'm going to start using this more regularly. Right. So it's reestablishing that belief in them, whether they're already your customer or even an agent. So you have agents too. Maybe they started to do the business because you led with the business. And what has happened with me is I got business partners and they're excited about the business, but they yet haven't had a a deep relationship, I guess, with our products. And when you have that deep, intense relationship with the products and you see the power and you feel the power of them and you see it on other people, then don't you say that your excitement about your business and what you share goes up? So does anybody agree with me when you actually can see the difference on yourself and you see in other people, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Until they start having those testimonials. Remember, you have a brand new agent. A lot of times those agents need to be treated as a customer. They need to have that love affair for, you know, before you're like, we might be saying share, recruit, or whatever, and we're on these things, but they still aren't feeling this love affair for our products. And that is one thing that Secret has that nobody else has, is products that literally change lives. Literally change lives. So you can take them on these videos, your agents too. So but maybe they're on holidays right now. Let's face it. A lot of us been on lockdown, different things. Maybe they're just gone. Now they're not engaged as much, but they can still listen to these Wow Wednesdays every week and build up that confidence. Because guess what? People can share a secret while you're camping. People can share a secret because conversations always happen. And if you are prepared and you always have your peeling gel in your bag, you have your mud mask in your bag, you have your recovery to give as samples, you can do business everywhere you go. Just carrying those 3 products, they should be on you all the time because they're wow products and people feel the difference and see the difference right away. So these Wow Wednesdays are huge. I participate. If you can't watch the live, make sure you listen to the recording. You know, invite your guests moving, and you have to invite them into the Elite Lifestyle group. There is training on that. Talk to your leader. We can get you into a training so that this is like, that's more in depth. I don't think we have the time for that, but talk to your leader. So there is training, invite them to the group. Okay. Then you're going to tag them on the video. And how do you invite? Invite from your heart. Just say, you know what, I'm in a group, we're doing something, and I could, you know, we just did a quick, you know, 20, 30 minute testimonial, and I thought of you. Right? I thought of you and I really would love you to watch and just watch it and give me your feedback. Or, you know, I want you to check this out. I thought of you. You know, maybe it's the business portion of it that, you know, you thought of them and now they're intrigued. So the other tool that we have in there, of course, you can use that group for everything because we have the business overview, but what has really been very successful, and people are doing it and they're setting aside, your leadership team is setting aside every single day of the week. And that is, you know what, there's a business overview. So talk with your leader, you know, and make sure you get the link, or maybe Carrie Jo, if you can put that in there and the time and the place in the comments, then you can lead with the products. But the other thing is you should be watching one of these a week, even just yourself. Pick one, pick a different person each time. Okay, pick a different day of the week. There's always a different person. You don't even know who it is. You have to re-recruit yourself every single week. So I re-recruit myself because I've been in this for 7 years. If I lose my excitement, if I'm just the sharer, you know, and the trainings are really, really good, but it's always the basics. It's back to the basics. It's the business overview. Listen to it, re-recruit yourself, pick up different nuggets every single time. Everybody says it a little bit different. There's so much value. So the Wow Wednesdays and the business overview, you know, are huge. And then you will have confidence in bringing them from Elite Lifestyle, and they might watch the quick overview. What did you like best in there? And they're like, oh, you know what, I really like this. I really like that. You know, and you could say, I see myself making money with you. I think you would be great at this because you are so, be genuine, amazing with people. Because I've heard you say you would like to make some extra income. Because I heard you say, you know, this might be a door for you. Would you be part of a more in-depth presentation to get a little bit more information about that? Would you want to join us, my guest? And there's no pressure at all, just information, food for thought. If it's not for you, no big deal. People don't want to be sucked into anything. So having that, and just know that you guys know the numbers. We train it. you have to talk to, sometimes 20 people to get 2 people, right? And it's not that those 18 people are no forever. They just got to be dripped on like 15 more times. So that group does it for you. So remember, when you add people to groups, I was just thinking of a group I added myself to a while ago, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. And somebody was talking about something. I'm like, I joined a group and I never did see anything from it. Facebook algorithms are a little crazy. Sometimes you join something, you never see anything from it. So that's why tagging someone, getting them to watch something, the more they engage in that group, the more it shows up in their newsfeed. Okay, so you want, that's why it's helpful, but don't just tag them. I will never take someone. If I take someone, it's because I had a conversation first. There's work to do before that. And I can do it through text. You can do it through voice message so they can hear your sincerity. Hey, you know what? I just watched something on Wednesday. I would love to I would love you to watch it. I saw value in it for you. That's all you really need to say. And because you care about them and I saw value in it for you. If someone sent me that, I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll check it out. How long is it? And I said, it's only like 20 minutes, half an hour. The part that I thought of you was at blah, 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 blah time. You can even write down the time of the testimonial that you thought of them. I'd love you to listen to the whole thing. I get the whole thing, but I get if you're crunched for time, or listen to that part, and then you can just listen to the full thing after if it sounds of interest to you. So that is just, because people have little bits of time. It's summertime. We're spending it with family. We're working full-time jobs. We're ingested with so many different things coming at us. So keep it simple, care about your people, think about your people, and this business works. So when you think about, I want sales, I want 10 this, that comes when you think about everybody else first. So hopefully you got value in this. I don't know how much more I can go in depth. I can talk forever, but I think that's it for me.
You are phenomenal. Oh my gosh, I got so many great tips. Did you guys get some great tips or what? I mean, amazing. Thank you so much. And I love how you bring it up to love on your people, man, because it's truly that's what makes us so different, is our heart, and if you don't fall in love with your product and have a love affair with that, it's very difficult to put that out to anybody else, period. It's just that simple. We're all energetic beings. So thank you. Love your energy and love your tips and always your insights. You're so genuine and giving. So thank you. We're going to flip to offline now, because a lot of people are not on social media. We get this. So offline, I want to introduce you to a gentleman. If you haven't met this gentleman, Mike Zanardelli, are you still with us? Let me see if I can find you. Oh my gosh, where did he go? Tell me you're here. Do you see him? Mike. Uh-oh, I lost him. Shoot. Well, Mike is going to be sharing about cold recruiting, if you will. He does a lot of networking in network groups with people that he's just meeting for the first time. And it's one of his fortes. And I lost him. So shoot. We might have to save that for another training, because that's something that I'm like, hey, buddy, where are you?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Thank God. Okay. I lost you. I was like looking, didn't see you. So this gentleman, as a diamond leader, has taught me so much over the years. We've been working together with him for about 10 years. He's taught me so much about not just what we do with our warm market, but how to really build rapport, generate a relationship with somebody for the first time, what we call cold market recruiting, if you will. Really, it's not necessarily recruiting as much as building relationships with people and finding out if there's a need that we can match with each other, And this gentleman has taught me so much and taught a lot of us a lot for years about how to really get mastered at that approach. So can you bring that insight to everybody today with a few minutes of what works best for you when somebody asked me, how do you reach outside of your warm market? That was the phrase that I heard. So I know you've got all kinds of experience with this from your global experience with this industry. So I want to turn it over to you, sir. And if you want to wrap it up at the very end with boot camp, that would be awesome.
Got it.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate everyone for being here this morning. We have a big group. Thank you so much, Leah. That was great contribution. I love the insight that you were giving to that and the elite lifestyle page and those testimonials, and just how for people to use the resources that we have already at our fingertips to actually help each other build the business. And if for those of you that are here in our company that are new to this industry, maybe new to Secret, please understand that the type of leadership that we have around this company are all so cohesive, like people working cross-line like I've never seen. I was on a Zoom and still on that Zoom for some people that we're bringing on in Mexico, with people from Mexico, people from Colombia, all, giving the information. And, that I've been in this industry for 25 years. If you don't know my backstory, I've been able to build, 6 companies to the very top or close to the very top spot. And I've never really seen the cohesiveness of everybody wanting to work together, because the name on the back of the jersey that you're wearing right now is not anywhere near as important as the name that's on the front of your jersey. So if you're on the Secret team, that's the most important jersey to have to worry about. Your individual name is fine, but if the entire organization of Club Secret, the entire company of Secret Direct, if that grows, all of us are going to have the ability to grow even faster. And there's a couple of things I want to go right before I go into, how to go out there and find cold market and help them become your warm market. We have to look at, our business really, I think, a little bit differently than a lot of us have been looking at. We all believe that we have the look better part of our company, we have the feel better part of our company, and we have the Club Secret part of our company. Well, what if it was actually Club Secret is what you led with? And skincare was a part of it, and nutrition was a part of it, and experiences was part of that. See, I think that a lot of people they get caught up with, how am I going to approach this person, rather than giving them a bulletin board and let them choose which avenue to go down. And see, I heard some time ago, I was actually in Phoenix, Arizona. We were doing a Shabbat dinner at Isaac's house, and we had some leaders there that were not in my team. I had some people there personally, but there was another team that we have here with World Ventures, the new family ship. And Jesse we did some training on Friday for that group. And Jesse said, listen, if you want to find customers, talk about the products. If you want to find business builders, talk about the business. If you want to find leaders, talk about the vision.
Recording in progress.
So what are we speaking of when we actually go out there and we talk to people? See, I think the uniqueness of why I got good at recruiting cold market was because when I got started 25 years ago, I had just moved to California. I knew 2 people. And everyone I called back in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, there was no offices, there was no product. And this is like, you all remember snail mail? Like, you'd have to put a videotape in the mail and priority mail it across the country, and it took 2 days to get there. Then they'd have to physically sit down in front of a machine and make time around that's what it was like. So my family was not a part of my warm market. I didn't live there anymore. I was living in California. So to go out there and find people that were open to listening was a skill I had to get at really quickly. And trust me, that is not something I was comfortable with 25 years ago. I can feel like I remember the sweat dripping down my back if I was out somewhere wanting to go talk to people about, hey, I have a unique opportunity. So what I lead with now is the lifestyle company. That's my bulletin board. I was at two cold market events that I have, 2 events the other day, both one in the afternoon, totally different crowd than the one I went to at evening. They said, what do you do? I said, I work for the lifestyle company. Oh, I haven't heard of that. Oh, we actually make people look better, feel better, and experience the world. So if there's anything you wanted to find out about, which one of those areas you think would apply to you? And we have to learn to ask questions. Most people want to fire hose somebody with information And with all of the knowledge that we have and the interest and the excitement that we have around the products and services that we offer, that somehow it's going to fill the gap or the cracks that they have of things that they want. It's not how it happens. Guess how I figured that out? Because I was that fire hose guy 25 years ago. I would fire hose people to no end and wonder why it was so hard for me to build a team. Today, what I do is I create a statement. I work for the lifestyle company. We help people look better, feel better, and experience the world. If you could pick of any of those three categories, which would probably most interest you? Sometimes they'll say, well, all of it sounds interesting. I say, fantastic. When is there a time when you and I can sit down together? I can go over it a little bit more in detail than we can right here. We have to create relationships with people. So we got to find those bridges. We have to find the bridges between us as an individual and them as an individual. Have you ever been on a plane somewhere, going somewhere, and you start talking to the people, that's the person that's next to you or across the aisle from you, and you find out they're from a state that you actually have a bunch of friends in? Isn't there an automatic bridge? You could talk about the friends and why you went and saw them in Columbus, Ohio, and oh my gosh, Ohio State's like their pro team. And you start to create this connection, this bridge of, oh, we're somewhat similar. So if you haven't forgotten, I like to use an acronym. I'll share it with you in just a second. We got to find out where they're from, what they do, where their interest is, and what do they do for a career. And in asking those questions, we need to find out or tailor what we're doing to fit where it is that they're doing. So where are you from? And they could say, well, I'm actually from Western Pennsylvania. I'm like, no way, so am I. Where are you from? Or they could say, you know what, I'm from New Jersey. I said, no kidding, I used to work for a company in New Jersey. Or if they say, I'm actually from California. When I was living in Pittsburgh, I could say, no way, I've always wanted to live in California. Where in California do you live? You want them to feel like you're interested in them. The challenge is most people don't take the time to do that. This conversation could happen very quickly and automatically you connect, or it could take 10, 15 minutes. It could. But is that worth it for your business? We are not selling hamburgers at a hamburger stand. We're creating relationships with customers that will continue to be a part of what we're doing, or agents as a part of our family for a lifetime. Understand the reason why Secret has nutrition is because Muzaffar and I had a relationship for 15 years prior to that happening. We never worked together, but we had a relationship. And he kept telling me about Isaac. And one thing led to the next. And now here we are, 3.5 years here, because of a relationship where we built over time, created an opportunity for the products that I had with my company to find a new home, to create a bigger impact. So how much time are you taking when you go to meet somebody? It's not like you're at the gas station saying, hey, I'm just curious. What do you do for a living? No kidding. Hey, listen, if you were open to making more money, would you be interested in that? That's not a relationship. That's why those people don't call you back when you get their number. But somebody who has some kind of interest. So there was a guy sitting next to me at the luncheon I went to. And we have a 10-second pitch that we can give all of us, there are about 80 in the room, to what we do. So I work for the lifestyle company. And I got a couple laughs and stuff like that out there. And I said, listen, we help people look better. We help people feel better. And we help people experience the world with things that you can't do on your own. If you're interested, talk to me after. So I sat down, and before the after happened, the guy next to me says, what's the experiences? What's that part? I said, I'm so glad you asked. I mean, you look like a pretty young guy. Where are you from? So I didn't go right into answering his questions. I wanted to create a connection there so that when I call him, he remembers me. Does that make sense? Because most of us probably at this point, if you've been here for longer than a week, Understand that people aren't joining secret, they're joining you. If you're wondering why your business isn't going fast enough, it's because your growth is not there yet. Personally, the company's on fire. They aren't going to feel that they have somebody to lead them unless they know and feel you. Does that make sense? Anybody you have on your team, ask them, how do you see me? Do you see me as somebody that's helping or somebody that's kind of just there? If they say, no, you've been there for me, you helped me with phone calls and this and the conference calls and the Zooms, they use you because they know you, they like you, they trust you. We will only recruit agents that know us, they have a connection to us, they remember us for some reason. They don't remember me because I say, hey, I'm the lifestyle company. But the guy next to me, I found out where he was from, what he does. He was in commercial real estate and development. So I started talking to him about some of the people that I knew that were in that are here. I also talked to him about some of the investment properties that I have in the Midwest. And that I never got involved with commercial, but I'm more in the residential side of multifamily. So we created some conversation there. I asked him more questions about what he likes about that industry. I asked him where he went to college. I asked him if he was married. Like, these are important things because, like, when somebody asks you about you, don't you feel good? When they're really just interested in you, no matter how you meet them, isn't that a good feeling? Like, they just want to know more about you. They just want to know, where are you from? You have kids, you have family. How old are your kids? Wow, that's exciting. Where do you vacation to? Like, I remember people that ask me those kinds of questions. So if that's how it makes you feel, why aren't we doing the same thing to people that we meet? Cold market. And so I made this a part of my daily habits because I'm always out of the house. I force myself to go somewhere where there's people. It's not always comfortable for me because when I go to the gym, I'm usually the guy that just goes in there, I work out and I'm out. I don't have headphones on. I like to be aware of my surroundings. But if I listen and I hear a conversation of somebody talking about, I'm not really sure about something, I'll go over and say, I'm just curious. I kind of overheard your conversation. I'll start to ask, I've seen you here at the gym for months and I apologize for not introducing myself. My name is Mike. What's your name? No kidding. Are you from around here? And I go right into the same thing. FORM, family, occupation, recreation, motivation. Family, occupation, recreation, motivation. Family, occupation, recreation, motivation. And the motivation can be the money part. So I'm talking to this kid. I find out where he's from, what he does, what he likes to do for fun. Oh, man, I love to travel. I love to go to football games. And I said, no kidding. I said, I love going to football games. I used to have season tickets to the Pittsburgh Steelers when I lived there. And it was amazing. And I had to let them go when I moved to California. I was kind of bent on doing that because we'd had them for so many years in my family. And I'm just curious, have you ever been to a Formula One race? He goes, oh my gosh, that would be like a dream come true. So the reason I'm saying this is because I'm actually planting seeds along the way that I'm going to water on the way back through. And I'll give you how I did that in just a moment. Formula One, NBA, horse racing. Then I started talking about, where do you like to vacation? No kidding. I just got back from Cancun. We were there for like an all-inclusive for $500 for 4 days, 4 nights and 5 days, like all-inclusive. Well, I said, we have a trip coming up. It's like in Punta Cana. It's like $400 for 4 days and 5 nights, all-inclusive, 5-star, So I just planted a little seed. And then I said, so, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? I mean, being the commercial side of real estate, where do you see yourself being financially? I'm just curious. I mean, obviously the pie in the sky, and then what's kind of reasonable, what's attainable. I mean, you're a young guy. How long have you been in your career? Oh, you've been there for 7 years. Okay. Your dad was a developer, but he's really a pilot. So your dad really, where did he make his money? As a pilot or as a developer? Like, I find out about everything because I'm taking an interest in him. We got to the end. He's like, well, I'll probably be making this. I said, okay, great. Listen, if there was a way for you to have experiences with you and your friends and people that you work with that were untouchable by anybody in the general public, and if you actually referred people to that, you can make some additional money just having fun. Would you be open to that? He's like, yeah, like, how does that work? I said, well, I told you I work with the lifestyle company. And one of the things that we're actually going to have available to us next year is being able to go to a Formula One race, but not just go to the race, maybe having some inside pit access areas where there's a VIP tent where only people from my company, or if you're a member of my company, can actually get into, or we can have some drinks and we can have some food and we get to have like this private area where we can watch a race from. Would that be exciting for you? He goes, oh my God, it's like a dream for me to go see Formula One. I said, okay, well, that's one of the things we're going to have access to next year. I'll be able to tell you more details in about a week because I'm going to a convention where they're going to release a lot of information to me. I said, but you know what, if you actually referred some of your buddies, I mean, there was 3 other guys that worked with him right there. I said, if you could go with like 3 of your other buddies, and by referring them to become a part of our club, you can make some additional money. That'd be pretty easy to do, wouldn't it? He goes, yeah, is that available? Like, how much is it? I said, well, it is a little expensive. He says, well, like what? I said, well, it could be either $50 a month or $65 a month. But let me ask you a question. What do you pay for Netflix every month? Well, I pay $20. Yeah, me too. And the only thing I get there is like movies or old TV shows. No experiences, no fun. I could tell 50 people about Netflix. They're never going to give me $1, are they? They wouldn't give you $1 either, wouldn't they? No, they wouldn't. Well, listen, imagine promoting something that you'd love to do with your friends and be able to make money and actually have those experiences. Are you open to that? He goes, I'm totally open to that. Here's my card. See, I created enough interest in him, piqued his curiosity, found out a lot about him, because I can use that as leverage, if you will, when I call him back. I said, listen, I'm going to take your number. Here, take my phone number down so when it comes up, when I call you, you see my name. If you have cards and you're the card giver outer, you have given away control. If you exchange cards, they might remember you if you've spent enough time finding out who they are. If you have them put your number and your name in their phone book or in their phone, they for sure will remember your name when you call. That's what I've gotten used to doing. Hey, listen, let me just send you what's your phone number? Great, I'm going to put you on my phone. And I tell you what, okay, that's me. Why don't you just go in to create a new, and here's my name. And I'll help them through it. I lead them to what I need them to do. Lead them to what I need them to do. Create a new contact. Here's my name, Mike. You can put Z if you want, or Zanardelli, whichever's easier. And listen, I'll give you a call. I'm not going to be back till the following Monday, but when I call you on Monday, you're going to see my name. So just pick up because I'm going to be probably busy calling a lot of people. Now, I know for a fact that Josh is going to pick up that phone because he wants to know what else is available to him in the experience side of our business. And I spent enough time that we created a little bit of a kinship, a little bit of a friendship. Now, here's a guy that I will invite back to where I was, a private club I belonged to. He was maybe there as a guest. I don't remember. But I'll invite him back so we can hang out socially. And that's where I'll have him sit down. And I say, listen, we talked about this, are you open to it? Let me share with you how that actually works. Now, when we go to boot camp, please understand, I usually, because I'm connected with a lot of people at corporate, I have a tremendous upline like we all have. I usually get some of the information prior to a convention of what's going to be released. And here's what I can tell you. Don't tell anyone else. I know zero. Like, no, they have been so tight-lipped around what's coming out of convention. It's exciting and frustrating at the same time. Because I'm like, you gotta tell me. They're like, listen, what's going to be announced is going to change the entire trajectory of your business and our company for a lifetime. And I was like, come on, it can't be that big. Like, really? And what I know is coming back from that convention, we're going to be loaded up with ammunition. And so when we come back, if we can remember this little piece on how to go out and expose this to people that we don't know. See, I plan on going to the Orlando World Resort Center, that I think is what it's called, up there in Orlando, where the convention is being held. I'm going there Wednesday, and I plan on talking to people that work there. Was that even a thought in your mind right now? If it's no, it's because you didn't have the tools, or I'm not even sure what I would say, or how do I become friends with the bartender? Or how do I become friends with somebody who's just taking my luggage to my room? It's easy. Spend some time. Take an interest in them. I promise you they'll remember you. But you have got to take an interest in them. It's not about us. What we have is a blessing. But some people you'll hand that gold brick to as a blessing, and they'll drop it on their toe and complain, why was it so heavy? And some people you'll bring that gold brick to them, and they'll say, my gosh, thank you so much. You've saved my life. Because they found out that you cared when you first met me. And I got to tell you, I've heard some stories, testimonials. I'm so glad you brought that up, Leah Johns. I think that, if you can get some video testimonials on there, arm's length, basically you want to do landscape, if you can get some videos on there, that's going to be helpful as well, not just written testimonials. But I talked to a lady this morning. She's down in Mexico. She's been using our products for 3 years. She's lost over 50 pounds and is still a diabetic. However, when she sees her endocrinologist every 6 months, her endocrinologist has taken her off all of her medication. Because her body is able to now regulate how high the sugar goes. And she's been using our products for 3 years solid. Like, the products helped her body fix itself. The products didn't fix her body. So when we give testimonials, make sure you give as much information as you can, but give the credit to what your body did, because you were taking in the right ingredients, the right information. So I know that some of you may know this. Jefferson Santos and I shot a video down we were down in Cancun, and I know that Carrie has seen it. And I got to tell you, his video team is exceptional, truly exceptional. And they put together the Life by Secret products. I basically talked about them and why it's a premium product. And then there's moving videos and all this like amazing stuff that he's put in there that's like really captivating to listen to and watch. It's going to help everybody sell more effectively. But there's also testimonials that I spent the last week and a half making sure that folks got me testimonials, because the products are great products, but the testimonials will sell the products faster. The same thing comes to testimonials on our Elite Lifestyle page. But folks, I hope that this information was going to be used. I hope it's going to be used. I build my business out of cold market for the most part. I just got a customer through cold market recently. She is probably one of the highest profile political figures in Broward County. If I mentioned her and her husband's name, you would know them. They are nationally known. And I just got her on the Core 4 or the Health Made Simple program. And she says, and again, folks, we have to lead our customers, lead them. Say, listen, here's what I want. Here's exactly how I want you to take the products. Here's when I want you to take the products. This is what most people notice. Take inventory of your body today before you start taking them. Notice your energy level. If you have any body aches or stiffness, if you lose energy at the end of the day, how well you sleep, have them take inventory for you and say, listen, I want you to call me back in 3 days. We're going to check in and see how things are changing for you. I'm going to call her back Saturday. And she already told me, she says, because of this little glitch in health I'm having, I'm forced to take more attention to my health today than I ever have. I'm really hoping that I just had all my blood work done and all of my nutrition is down. I said, well, here's what you can do. I'm going to check back in with you in 4 days. If you're feeling better, we're going to continue to stay on it. There may be some support products to the Core 4 that I'm going to add in. But listen, we're going to stay together on this. Anything else I can do to help you, please let me know. All I ask of you is this. If you're feeling exceptional, let's talk to some people that you know. She said, Mike, if I start to feel better, I'm going to tell everybody I know. Again, folks, people are not going to care about your products until they know if you care about them. They're just not. I take it as a personal responsibility when it comes down to our nutrition to take a vested interest in my customer. Because I want to know, and I have seen, and Carrie and I have seen for now 10 and a half years, the life-changing progress this nutrition can make in somebody's life. Now, I have also seen that through skincare. So skincare is your jam. Awesome. I've seen some amazing stuff there. And those testimonials got me to start using it all the time. Like, the testimonials what got me, not the product in the bottle, not the person that was selling it. The testimonials, I was like, holy sh! Like, that person doesn't even look like the same person. I need to get on that because I'm trying to slow down the aging process as fast as I can. And if these products get me there, the lifestyle brand that we actually have, we are going to be Club Secret with looking better, feeling better, and experiences. That's who we're going to be, just so you all know. You didn't hear it from me, but that's how we're going to be as a company, just so you all know. You didn't hear it from me. We're going to be Club Secret, looking better, feeling better, and experiences, just so you all know. But you didn't hear it from me, and I'll deny it. And Carrie's going to have to cut out this part of the recording. So
I don't know how to do that. That's Kara.
So let's go out there. Let's feel like we're giving a gift to somebody, and let's really take a vested interest in them. Talk to them like they're going to be a part of your family for your lifetime. That's how you want to treat them. Because when they care, they know you care, they're interested in what you have to say once you've asked enough questions of them. Please remember that. That is a formula. That is a winning formula, time in and time out. You ask them enough questions where they feel like they really care about them and you're really interested in them, they'll listen to what you have to say. And that's why people like Carrie and people like myself have been so effective with the nutrition, because we both saw life-changing alterations of this product 10 years ago, 10 and a half years ago. Mm-hmm. And now it's like a vested interest. Like, we care so much about changing someone's future, but understand the biggest thing that we have here to service people with is a financial future of a dream. Like, do you have any dreams left? And if those dreams could be solved for you financially, would you be open to hearing what that dream might be? I gave an example on a training that I did this past weekend, that when I started this industry 25 years ago, and they used to do a dream section, and I'll leave you with this. They used to do a dream section to a 4 or 5 minute song. And you'd open up this blank piece of paper and they'd say, write down all the things you want in your life. Write down the dreams you have. And I remember that first training, I believe I still have that book here, where I was only able to write 3 things. That was it. Like, that's as, at 26 years old, the dreams that I thought about life were taken away. where I had blinders on and I could only see this much of like, what can I see directly in front of me that I still think I could have out of this life? And because of this industry and because of a training that's going to happen like boot camp, I grew personally, I grew spiritually, I grew emotionally, and it opened up my mind to what dreams could be still. And years later, as a part of that process, 4, 5, 6 years later, when they would do this same section of 4 or 5 minutes, I would oftentimes run out of song before I ran out of dreams. Because it would be pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of things that I wanted to, what of the dream life that I wanted to create for myself, my family, and my friends. And folks, I don't know where you are today. I don't know if those dreams are something that you have or something that you need to get bigger. But I can tell you that a training like boot camp could be the best possible start. And I have failed as a leader if I have not shared with you enough value to do everything you possibly could to get there. Because it's not a lack of resources. It's not a lack of time. It's a lack of belief of what you'll get out of that weekend. So you need to see and think about how important it would be if a weekend could make the change in the direction of the rest of your life. Because I don't care if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, or 80s. The rest of your life could be something that right now it won't be. But I can only tell you by personal growth and development and trainings and being around people that their dreams are bigger than ours. Because folks, there are people that are there that will be there, that you'll meet with, that you'll rub elbows with, that have already created millions of dollars in income yearly, and their life has been a dream. But they have stayed in training for 12 and 15 years. If you're not committed, if you're not registered to go, I would implore you to register this weekend. Register today as soon as we get off here. And find a way to make it happen. You don't have to stay at the main resort. You can still stay at the whatever, the Holiday Inn Express down the street. You can't afford it. Find 4 other people that want to go with you and all cram into a room. All I know is that training made the difference for me in my life, in this business. And it'll make a difference for you in your life in this business. Now, if you're treating it like a hobby because you only want to make $200 or $300 a month, you probably don't need the training. But I would also say you're treating it like a hobby because you've lost your dreams. I know that may be a bold statement, but I was there, folks, 26 years ago. I could only write down 3 things. Today, there's not enough music left in the song that I can actually write down all the things I want to do. Because it's not about me. It's about the people that I can impact and the things that I want for them as well. So folks, I appreciate your time and attention today. You need to pull out all the stops. If you're not registered for boot camp, you have got to be there. You have got to be there. I promise you, it'll be worth every cent, every dollar, everything you had to do in rolling quarters to get there. I promise you that. There's already 2,000 people registered 2 weeks ago. And most people, a lot of people get signed up in the last 2 weeks prior to. We're a week away. I'll be there next week, today. We'll be registering today, next week. Where will you be? Will you be in that room hugging and shaking hands and meeting people and feeling it and allow your body to actually absorb the energy you will feel and learn the information of some of the 4 best trainers that I can even think of on stage that weekend, like pouring out the information that helped them all make millions and millions of dollars? They're giving us the cheat sheet too. And you're going to have inspiration that you can't get through a Zoom.
That's right.
All I can say is you need to pull out all the stops. I know you can find the resources if you see the value. And unfortunately, there are people that are going to say, well, I tried. Listen, folks, I borrowed money from my parents at 26 years old to go to my first event. I was 26. But I was like, you know what? I have to go. And that was not a good phone call for me and my dad. But I said, Dad, I need this. I need this education. If I'm going to actually do something in this industry, I need the education. And I just can't afford it. I don't have the money. You know, I've been out of work for 6 months and I just found this company, but I got to go to the training. He sent me the money. That was not a good conversation. Took everything out of me. You'd have to know my dad. Do you have a dad? Do you have a relative? Do you have a friend that has a credit card? I don't know. Some people say, oh, I don't like to spend money on credit cards. Why not use somebody else's money to get the information that you need to go out there and make more money than what the payment's going to be when it comes in next month? I appreciate your time, folks. I really do. I care about each and every one of you, though I don't know you personally. Many of you I don't know, and some of you I've never met. But if you plan on being here a year from now, boot camp is going to be the reason why you're here. Because unfortunately, there are people here that are listening to this, but aren't taking it to heart. They're going to blow it off and say, well, I'll see if I can get some information out of them when they come back. Unfortunately, the chances of you being here a year from now are pretty slim. This is not talking about, I'm not trying to be egotistical about it. I've just been in this industry for 25 years, and I know what trainings do. They keep your enthusiasm up, they keep you positive, and they open up the dream space to what's possible and what you can get out of this industry. Folks, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for inviting me on here today. Carrie, back to you.
Thank you so much, Mike. Oh my gosh, golden nuggets, right? Everybody's scratching crazy notes, and I'm seeing all kinds of great comments. So thank you as well for all of your great wisdom. Thanks everybody for taking the time today. Boot camp, boot camp, boot camp. Let's make it happen. Last minute Larry's, it's okay. Last minute Lucy's, we can figure it out. We can figure out a way to get your roommates, get you there, even if you're driving. We'll make it happen. It's always a fun week right before up to a training. So magic is in the air. So let's have a fantastic, fabulous follow-up Friday. Make some fun things happen, serving from your heart. Thank you, Leah. Amazing, heartfelt training. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate everybody being on. Have a fantastic weekend. We will see you at boot camp.